Good morning friends. In last lecture I explained you in quadratic equation how can you solve the equation by using the completing the square method. In this part of video I am going to tell you how can you use the equations by using the quadratic formula, or we can say the Sridharacharya formula. So this is the formula. X is equal to minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac upon 2. This is the Sridharacharya formula on the name of the scientist Sridharacharya, and this is also called the quadratic formula. So by using this formula we can get the two values of x. You know, in quadratic equation, the quadratic equation is always in the form of x square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So always quadratic equation is there in this form. So by using this formula, by putting the values of a, b and c, we can easily find out the value of x here. We will get the two values of x by using the positive sign, another value by using this negative sign. So the question from your NCERT textbook exercise 4.3, this is question number 4. In question number 4, the sum of the reciprocals of Rahman age 3 years ago and 5 years from now is 1/3. I think I explained you this question in last video. Yes, I was correct. I explained you this question in last lecture. Now the question number 6. The diagonal of the rectangular field is 60 meter more than the shorter side. So the rectangular field having the length and the breadth, and we know that breadth is always less than the length. So it is given that the diagonal of the rectangle is 60 meter more than the shorter side. So let the shorter side of the rectangle is x. And according to question, the diagonal of the rectangle is 60 plus x. 60 more than the shorter side. And if the longer side is 30 meter more than the shorter side. Longer side is 30 meter more than the shorter side means this is the length and it is 30 meter more than the shorter side. So you have to find the length and the breadth and also the diagonal. No, only the sides of the field. So first you will write, let the shorter side of the rectangular field is x. Let the shorter side of the rectangular field is x. You will write the statement here and you just also write the statement here. Shortest side of rectangle is equal to x, and the diagonal is equal to x plus 60, and the longer side will be x plus 30. So these are the length, breadth and the diagonal of the rectangle. Now we know that rectangle having the angle of 90 degree, and in case of right angle triangle we can apply the Pythagoras theorem. So we can apply the Pythagoras theorem. By using the Pythagoras theorem we can say that the square of the diagonal. You can also write the ABCD here for your comfort. So AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square according to the Pythagoras theorem. So x plus 60 square is equal to x square plus x plus 30 square. Now you will solve it. It will be x square. You always open your whole square by using the identity a plus b whole square. That is a square plus b square plus 2ab. So it will be x square plus 3600 plus 120x is equal to, I am going to solve it. It will be x square plus 900 plus 60x. So this x square will cancel out with this one, and I am going to put all these values here towards this side, towards RHS. So it will be x square 120x and plus 60. When it will be there, it will be minus 120. So it means you will get minus 60x. 3600, when it will be here, 3600 minus 900, it will be 2700 is equal to 0. Is it? Yes. Now you can apply the quadratic formula, even though you can solve it by using factorization method. So anything you can use as your comfort. So I am going to use the factorization method here. You can also apply the quadratic formula. By applying quadratic formula, you know one thing, by applying quadratic formula, you can solve any of the quadratic question. Any of the quadratic equation you will solve by using the quadratic formula. By factorization method, most of the equation do not solve. Most of the equation do not solve. But by using the quadratic formula, you can solve all the equations. So for getting 60, 9 3s are 27. Yes, 90 minus 30. X square minus 90x plus 30x minus 2700 is equal to 0. These are the pairs. We can take x as a common, x minus 90 is the one pair. Here 30 is a common, we will get x minus 90. 3 and 27, yes. So what are the two values of x? Okay, two factors are x minus 90 and x plus 30. Now you are getting the two values. X is equal to 90 centimeter or it can be minus 30 centimeter. Now you will say that the length or breadth of a rectangle cannot be negative. So it means the breadth of the rectangle is 90 centimeter. And what is about the length? The shorter side will be 90 centimeter and the longer side will be 90 plus 30, it will be 120 centimeter. Okay. So this is question number 6. You can write it in your notebook. Okay. Now other questions. I am going to tell you what are the equations, how can you make the equations, and you will solve yourself by using the quadratic formula or by using this factorization method. So you will again on other questions you will solve yourself. I am going to tell you how can you obtain the equation. Okay. So now the question number 7. Question number 7 is the difference of the square of two numbers is 180. So if we are taking the difference, you know, the one number should be larger and one should be the shorter number. So you can say let the larger number of the two is x. Let larger of the two larger number is equal to x. You can also take the shorter number as x. And the smaller number is equal to y. So we are taking the larger number as x and smaller number y. And if you want to find the difference between the larger and the shorter number, so what will you do? You will subtract the smaller from the larger. And it is given that the difference of the square of the two numbers. So it means the square of the larger number minus the square of the smaller number is equal to 180. This is the question 1. Yeah. Again, one thing. I think you have noticed that I have taken y here, and since it is a quadratic equation, why I am using here y? In few of the questions, if we are not able to solve them by using only x, we can also use y. But the most important point is you will use a substitution method. It means you have, if you are making the two equations like the linear equation, two variables. This is a question of quadratic equation and you are applying the method of linear equation to variable. Then what will you do? You will apply the substitution method. It means you will put the value of x or y in the other equation so that you will get the quadratic equation and then you will solve this quadratic equation. So this is the first equation. The square of the smaller number is 8 times the larger number. So according to question, the square of the smaller number is y. Y square is equal to the square of the smaller number is 8 times the larger number. So y square is equal to 8 times the larger number. This is equation 2. So if you want to make the quadratic equation by using this x and y values, what will you do? You will put the value from one equation to the other. Like we have the value of y square here, that is 8x. So you will put this value of y square here in this equation 1 and you will get it x square minus 8x is equal to 180. And you can see x square minus 8x minus 180 is equal to 0. So this is the quadratic equation. Now you can solve it by using the quadratic formula or by using the factorization method. So it's up to you. If it is not given that you have to apply the quadratic formula, then it is your choice then which method you are going to use for solving this question. So now again I am not going to solve this question, you will solve yourself. In case of any problem you can ask me in the group class. So this was the question number 7. For quadratic equation also, in third chapter I told you that you have to do some other questions from other books. You should do it for your practice. It's not compulsory, but you should do it for your practice. So same as for this quadratic equation. If you want more practice, you can use other books for your practice. So question number 8. A train traveling 360 km at a uniform speed. If the speed had been 5 km per hour more, it would have taken 1 hour less for the same journey. Find the speed of the train. So let the speed of the train is x. Let the speed of the train is equal to x. Now the distance in the question is 360 km. In such type of questions in which it is given that the speed is this one, distance is this one, if you increase the speed, the time will be less. In such type of questions, in quadratic equation, we actually find the time. This is the easy method to solve the questions. Time is equal to distance upon speed. So by using this formula, you can easily solve the quadratic equations. You can easily make the quadratic equation. For solving, you can use the quadratic formula or use the factorization method. So time is equal to distance upon speed. Now how much time was taken by this train initially? The time was 360 upon x. This was the time which was taken by the train to complete the journey of 360 km. Again, if the speed had been 5 km per hour more. Now, according to question, now the speed of the train is x plus 5. So according to question, we increase the speed of the train. Distance do not changes. It is also same. It is same. That is 360 km. Now in this case, what should be the time taken by this train after increasing the speed? It will be 360 upon x plus 5. So after increasing the speed, we know that the time will be less. The time taken by the train to cover the distance will be less. So this is the time taken by the train after increasing the speed by 5 km per hour. So according to question, it is given that now it is taken, it take 1 hour less for the same journey. So this time is 1 hour less than this time. It means suppose it was initially it was taking 6 hours. Now the time taken by the train will be 5 hours. So this time is 1 hour less than this one. So we can make the equation like this, 360 upon x. This time is 1 hour more than this one. So we can separate this value from this one and we will get 1 hour is equal to 1. Then how can you solve it? Okay. I am not going to solve the quadratic equation. I will only make the quadratic equation and you will solve yourself. So I am going to tell you how can you make the quadratic equation easily. We can take 360 as common. Here will be 1 upon x minus 1 upon x plus 5 is equal to 1. So it is x plus 5. We are taking LCM minus x upon x into x plus 5 is equal to 1, or we can say 360 into 5 upon x square plus 5x is equal to 1. And then we can solve it. We can cross multiply these values. 360 into 5 is equal to x square plus 5x. And what is the quadratic equation now? X square plus 5x minus multiply 5 6 are 30. Yes. 3 carry 5 3 are 15 and 3 18. Okay. Is equal to 0. So this is the quadratic equation, and again you will solve yourself by using any other method, by quadratic formula or by using factorization method. So this was the question number 8. Now the question number 9. Question number 9 is really important. In question number 9, two water taps together can fill the tank in 9 hours, 9 whole 3.8 hours. The tap of the larger diameter takes 1 hour, 10 hours less than the smaller one to fill the tank separately. Find the time in which each tap can separately fill the tank. So for this question, first you should understand what is is the meaning of such type of questions? Like I'm telling you that this tap can fill the tank. This is a tank. This is not like a tank. Okay. This is a tank. This tap can fill the tank in 4 hours. So how much water it can be poured in this tank in 1 hour? It will be 1/4. It means 1/4 part of the tank will be filled in 1 hour. If in 4 hours we fill this tank, it means in 1 hour the 1/4 part of the tank will be filled. It's easy to understand. But suppose we are applying the 2 taps together, then how can you match? How can you find out how much time was taken by both the tap to fill the tank to fill the tank together? So for these type of questions, first we have to find the time. First we have to find the part of the tank which is filled by the tap, each tap in 1 hour. So remember this thing. We have to find out, in such questions we have to find out how much part of the tank will be filled in 1 hour. So according to question, the larger diameter will take how much time less? 10 hours less to fill the tank. Okay. So let the smaller tap can fill the tank in X hours. Okay. The smaller tap can fill the tank in X hours. Now according to question, the larger tap fill the tank in 10 hours less. It means the time taken by the larger tap to fill the tank is X minus 10 hours. So explain you in such type of question, we find the part of the tank fill in 1 hour. So the part of the tank filled by this smaller tap is 1/x, and the part of the tank filled by this larger tap is 1/x minus 10. And suppose both of them can fill the tank in how much time? It is 903.8 hours. It means 75.8 hours. So this is the complete time. This was the time taken by the tap to fill the tank. So it means in 1 hour, how much part of the tank is filled by both the tap? It is 1/75.8. So it will be 8/75 parts. This part of the tank will be filled by both the tap in 1 hour. So in such questions, we find out how much part of the tank is filled in 1 hour. So the smaller tap in 1 hour, the smaller tap will fill the tank. The part of the tank is 1/x part will be filled by the tap in 1 hour, and by the larger tap 1/x minus 10 part of the tank will be filled. If both are working together, then this part of the tank was filled in 1 hour by the smaller tap and by the larger tap. And since it is given that the 75.8 hours was the total time taken by both the tap to fill the tank, so it means in 1 hour both the tap will fill 8/75 part of the tap. So this is the equation. Now okay, you can simplify it by following the quadratic equation. It is by taking the LCM x minus 10 plus x upon x into x minus 10 is equal to 8/75. It will be 2x minus 10 upon x square minus 10x is equal to 8/75. Now by cross multiplication we will get 75 is 150. 150x minus 750 is equal to 8x square minus 80x. Now you can make the quadratic equation by placing all these values here towards the right RHS. It is 8x square plus 150. When it will be there, it will be minus 150. So 150 and 80, it will be 230. Yes, minus 230x, and it will be plus 750 is equal to 0. So this is the equation you get from the question, and then you can solve it by using the quadratic formula or either by using the factorization method. So this was the question number 9. Now the next question. In case of any problem, you are not going to, if you are not able to solve the equation, you can ask me in your Zoom class. I think our math Zoom class is on Saturday, so tomorrow I will. So you have one day for solving the questions and for your queries. Question number 10. An express train, 1 hour less. It takes 1 hour less than the passenger train to travel 132 km between Mysore and Bangalore. And if the average speed of the express train is 11 km per hour, more than the speed of the passenger train. Now again I explained you that in such type of questions we find out the time is equal to distance upon speed. So you will say, let the speed of the passenger train. Let the speed of passenger train is equal to x. Now this is given that the speed of the express train is 11 km per hour more. So it means what should be the speed of express train? It will be x plus 11. Since the speed of the express train is 11 km per hour more. Distance covered by both the train is 132 km. This is the distance covered by the train. 1 hour less. So in such question we find out the time taken by the trains. So the time taken by the express train to cover the distance of 132 km is equal to. You will write the statement here. Time taken by the express train to cover the distance of 132 km is equal to. Time is equal to distance upon speed. This is the, speed is x plus 11. This is the time taken by the express train to cover the distance of 132 km. And the time taken by the passenger train to cover the distance of 132 km, again it is distance upon speed. This is the time taken by the passenger train to cover the distance. Now, this time of passenger train is 1 hour less than the time taken by the passenger. This time taken by the express train is 1 hour less than the time taken by the passenger train. It means, suppose this time is 10 hours, then this time will be 9 hours. So if we separate this time taken by the express train from the passenger train, we will get 1 hour. ये टाइम लग रहा है पैसेंजर ट्रेन को और ये टाइम लग रहा है एक्सप्रेस ट्रेन को, और एक्सप्रेस ट्रेन का टाइम इससे 1 घंटा कम है. इट मीन्स इज इक्वल टू 1 आवर. यू कैन सिंप्लीफाई इट बाय टेकिंग 132 एज अ कॉमन. इज इक्वल टू 1. Again I am going to only make the quadratic equation for you. You will solve yourself. X plus 11 minus x. I am taking LCM here. Upon x into x plus 11, that is x square plus 11 is equal to 1. We get 132 into 11 is equal to x square plus 11. Again you can multiply it and you can make the quadratic equation and solve it by using Hamilton method. So this was the question number 10. Okay, now the last question of the exercise is question number 11. I am going to drop this board. You can pause video for writing answer. Question number 11. Sum of the area of the two square is 468. In this case, again we are finding that it's uncomfortable to solve it by using only the one of the variable, that is x. So here again we can use x and y. Or in case if I am using x and y, I have told you that you will apply the substitution method. So the sum of the area of the two squares. आप कहोगे कि let the side of one square is there larger than the side of larger square, or you will say the square having the larger side. Let the side of a square having the larger side is equal to x, and the square having the smaller side is equal to y. So you will write the statement. The side of a square having the larger side is equal to x, and the side of the square having the smaller side is equal to y. So according to question, the sum of the area of the two squares is 468. So area of the first square will be x square and the second one will be y square is equal to 468. So sum of the area of the square is equal to 468. This is equation 1. Difference of the parameter is 24. So parameter of the largest square will be 4x. You know the parameter of the square is equal to 4 into sine and the smaller will be 4y. And we always separate the smaller value from the larger value. So you will say 4x minus 4y is equal to 24. This is equation 2nd. This was equation 1 and this was equation 2nd. So here now you are not getting the quadratic equation. So what will you do? You will apply the separation method. So we can take 4 as a common and this both will be there in in the division of 24. We will get x minus y is equal to 6. Or we can say we divide both all the equation that is RHS and the LHS by 4. So we can find the value of x here. X is equal to 6 plus y. And we can put this value in the equation 1. X is 6 plus y square plus y square is equal to 468. Now we have only the one of the variable, that is y. It means we can find a quadratic equation. So it will be 36. You will always square your number by using the identity a plus b whole square. So a square plus b square plus 2b. Okay, plus y square is equal to 468, or we can say 2y square plus 12y plus 36 minus 468 is equal to 0. Yeah, 2y square plus 12y, and by subtracting this value what will get? 8 minus 6 will be 2 and 6 minus 3 will be 3 and 4. 432 is equal to 0. So again you can divide this whole equation by 2 so that we will get the simple equation. Y square plus 6y minus 216 is equal to 0. Now you can apply the quadratic formula or factorization method. So this was the question exercise 4.3. For the next exercise, I am going to explain you some things, some topics, some property of equation, of quadratic equation. You know the quadratic formula. You can find out the value of x. You know, if you are applying the quadratic formula, or if you are applying the factorization method, by any method you will get the same answer. So in quadratic formula, x is equal to minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac upon 2. You know, this is the quadratic formula. Now in case what we do, we always put the value of b, a and c here. You know, this is called as discriminant, d. This is called d. d is equal to b square minus 4ac. Now if you solve this value b square minus 4ac by putting it a, b, c from the quadratic equation, you know this value can be negative. Yeah, it can be negative. So in some of the cases, if you get the value of d negative, it means less than 0. If d is negative, that is, it is less than 0. So then can you solve this equation? Then can you solve the under root of a negative value? No. We don't know the method. How can we solve the under root of a negative value? So in this case, if you get the d less than 0, you will say it will have the no real roots. So if a quadratic equation in which the value of discriminant or d is less than 0, we will say the equation will have no real roots. Roots with the value of x. In some cases where the value of b square minus 4ac, it can be 0 also. So in case of, if you get the value of here 0, then what should be the value of x? X will be minus b upon 2. Plus minus 0 is nothing. So it means we will get only the one value of x. So actually in case if we get the value of b square minus 4 is equal to 0, it always will be a complete square number. It means like if we are going to solve it, this is a complete square of x plus 2. So in this case, if we get the value of b square minus 4ac, it will always be 0. So So it means if the value of d is 0, it means the number is whole square. Or it can be the value, the d can be positive. In case if we get the value of d positive, positive means it should be greater than 0 or can be equal to 0. So in case if you get the value of this d, discriminant equal to 0 or more than 0, then you can solve this equation simply. So in case if you get the value of d equal to 0 or equal to 0, you will say it will have real roots. So in next exercise, we will learn how can we find the equation having the real roots or no real roots, not by solving it, only by finding the value of d. So I will explain you this in next video. Okay, then we will complete our chapter quadratic equation. Till then, bye.